Hello, everybody, all the YouTube people and community. Basically, a lot of you guys have been telling me your videos are bad. A lot of your videos don't make any sense. Or some of you guys have said, your voice sounds very nasally. The thing that most people, unless you're an actual singer, you guys would understand this, is they think, oh, music is easy. Well, not music, but I'm not saying music, but singing is easy. No matter if you're a beginner or if you are even semi-advanced, or I guess you can say medium to medium hard. Depending on how much experience you've had, I have had a good amount of experience, and you know, I just it's just that sometimes I guess you can say, because this happens with everybody who either performs on YouTube or performs outside, like, in the, what do you call it, at school or at a play or whatever. We always have that nervous feeling where sometimes we'll always make mistakes. Plus, the thing too is that I don't have any editing software, so sometimes I just say, okay, it sounds good, so I'm just going to, post it, which I probably shouldn't be doing. I need to make it sound good so that you guys will say it's a good video instead of either too many dislikes or too many uh, random comments that are kind of rude. I'm not trying to, I want your guys' opinions, but I don't want you guys to be, making it sound like it's a rude comment. Now to get to my point of this video. I will be fixing all the videos, and I will be making them more better and more understanding, and I will make it sound more professional. I am a singer, and one of the things that I will start doing soon is I'm going to teach beginners that have started and only had about a year, maybe half a year or 2 years of experience. And then I also teach a few people who have had 3 to 4 years of experience. To me, once you have at least 5.5 to 6.5 years of experience in singing or in warm-ups, now do know that no matter how much experience you have, you always need somebody's opinion. You always need to learn something new from an instructor who has more experience than you. But as far as this goes, I will be teaching about different types of warm-ups, how to use your diaphragm. You've seen a lot of videos online probably about that. But most people don't notice is when most instructors say diaphragm, we're talking about your stomach. But we're also talking, your diaphragm is pretty much, okay, this is your chest, and then right about here, if I can get the video, right about here is your stomach. Usually like right about here. And then right about here is still your diaphragm, which is also part of your stomach, Uh, and it's a muscle. It's your inner, and external. Well, not external, but your internal costals and your external costals, which you would learn if you from some of your instructors, especially in a college. And basically, when you take a breath, it's constricted. When you exhale and you let everything out, it's not constricted. But what you want to do is you kind of want to balance it. as you're singing, so that it doesn't sound like this. Uh, or sounding like that. One thing I advise if you are a beginning singer is, other than training, is not eat enough that you need to eat, but do not eat too much that when you sing you won't be able to put too much air in your diaphragm, because what happens is when you have too much food and whatnot, the air doesn't flow to your diaphragm, so that when you go ah or hung ah, something like that, and I'm sitting down so it doesn't sound good. And some people say when you sing. Some people have said with me, when you sing on your videos, you sound nasally. Well, you know, sometimes that happens, and not a lot of people like it. But, most of us tend not to go for a nasal type of sound. But sometimes it happens, especially if you have allergies. There's no way to take that out if you have allergies. I do have a little bit of allergies. It's seasonal, so to speak. So sometimes my nose is stuffed up and I sound nasal. But basically, there's going to be other things I'm going to explain next time in this video. But this is just an introduction. Man, I just burped. Excuse me. But like you've seen in videos where they say, don't have it here and don't have it all the way up there. When you're singing, you also want it in the middle, and to lift the soft palate so that you have more room and more opening in your throat to sing, or in the back of your mouth. Some things to do is ah, or ah, depending on your range, and go as high as you can. Go to your highest range and go down. But it's going to sound like you're yawning. But when you do it correctly, and I semi did it correctly, semi didn't, you're going to have that weird break. It's called your passaggio, which is going from your head voice to chest voice for girls, women, and for you guys and men like me, you would go from your chest voice to your falsetto voice. And for girls, as I said again, if I didn't make it myself clear, you go from your chest voice to your head voice. This is very rare for singers, where, especially in the guy ranges and girl ranges, where you're going to be a counter tenor, or which is very, very rare. You have to have a very good amount of experience, especially if your parents teach you how to warm up and whatnot, and have taught you pretty well. And then, you get your instructors that teach you even more to become countertenors. And it also takes a lot of practicing. One thing you could also understand is, for girls, there is also something called a counter soprano, which is also very rare. But most of us don't really think about those. But basically, if you think of, I guess, Mariah Carey, or, Celine Dion, they are kind of like counter sopranos because they've had so much experience and they have sung very, very loud, belting. For counter tenors, I don't know any singers to say. I don't know any singers per se, but there is a good amount. But those are very rare. And then you got your very normal singing, which is bass, which is also, bass, baritone, and then you also got tenor. And then for girls, you got alto, mezzo soprano, and soprano are the 4 basic ones. Now in a choir, because I'm mostly a choir person, that's how I started with my singing, is you have your altos, you have your sopranos, you have your baritones, and you have your tenors. Those are the 4 basic ones that you usually have. You don't, you have, those are your 4 basic ones, which is, if I'm not mistaken, if I just made a mistake, is your bass, your tenor, your sopranos, and your altos. And if not your bass, your baritones. And everybody's range is very, very different. When you first start, you might not even have a range at all. But as you warm up and whatnot, some of your pianists or instructors might know how to play the piano pretty well, and they might do this. Or, actually no. I forgot the chord progression and I'm holding this with my hand, so let me see. How can I do this? Let's just do it this way. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is one of the things you would do. And then to complete that chord, they would take the 5th and the 1st of your finger hands, if you know piano, and they would usually play both of those. So it sounds like this. And then they'd go up. That is if they don't know a good amount. That's how I was taught somehow a little bit. And then we also have a accompanist who knows, more about the piano and can actually play it more. Right now I'm too tired to play it because I've had class for a little while. I mean, well, not a little while. For almost a whole other day today. So I'm about to go sleep pretty soon. But that is my intro into singing. And I hope you guys subscribe. My bad. I'm so tired I can't even pronounce anything right now. Okay. Anyways, bye.